Here we are where the Liberty Bell rang until it cracked. It becomes our job to heal the wound in the bell. And we must well the bell. We must well the bell. We must protect the victory at Gettysburg. Protect the independence of our nation as one nation under God. So this is in many ways a very historic day. I thought about what happened in these last two debates and why we must re-seize the agenda. They had a debate in Denver, Colorado, where Aurora is a suburb, and never mentioned semi-automatic weapons one time. The same place where people mowed down and killed by automatic fire. The same place where Columbine in Colorado, they never mentioned semi-automatic weapons one time. We lost less than 6,000 soldiers, fewer than 6,000 soldiers in Iraq in 10 years, and 30,000 killed a year at home. We've become the most violent nation on earth. We make the most guns, and we sell them and we shoot them. We lose 30,000 a year at home and 6,000 in Iraq in 10 years. So we must stop the violence and ban assault weapons. In Pittsburgh not long ago, 3 police were to handle a domestic violence case in Pittsburgh. Someone opened up an automatic weapon and shot down 3 people before they could get their holster. So there is no place in civilized society with semi-automatic weapons. There's a lot of focus on 9/11/12, where the ambassador and the 3 Americans were killed in Libya. But 9/11/11, they shot an AK-47 in the White House. They shot 9/11/11. A semi-automatic weapon in the White House. It's one thing to talk about gun control. You want to have a gun for your house, you got it. You're more likely to shoot a relative than you are to shoot a robber, but if you want it for your house, you got it. You want a gun to hunt with, if that's your sport, you got it. But you do not defend your house with semi-automatic weapons. You do not hunt rabbit and deer with semis. You only protect drugs. So semi-automatic weapons, semi-automatic weapons are used as a weapon of choice to protect the drug flow. We need commitment to stop plants from closing, and jobs from leaving, and guns and drugs from coming. Stop jobs from leaving, stop drugs and guns from coming. Let's go to a higher level of civility. That's our mission. We have a debate in Denver. The moderator spends an hour talking about $5 trillion, an incomprehensible figure, and never mention poverty or disparities or violence or unnecessary war. So we must set that agenda.
That's right. Yes.
Then they had a debate in Danville, Kentucky, in Appalachia. When you have a debate in Appalachia, the poorest congressional district in America is Harold Rodgers' district in Kentucky. You don't mention poverty. You mean you can afford, you associate Kentucky with the horses running in the Derby, and don't focus on Appalachia, where a coal miner dies every 6 hours of black lung disease. The coal miners die because of lack of workplace safety. So we must have a debate to wipe out poverty and not wipe out the poor. A debate to end poverty as we know it. A debate to end disparities based upon race and sex and gender as we know it. A debate to end violence as we know it. We must realize the power is in the poor. A poor person is a rich voter. The swing vote is the poor. When the poor come alive, the unemployed come alive, and 47% come alive. We the people have the power to determine the destiny of our nation. So we the people have the power to determine the destiny of our nation. One challenge is we're fighting a fight bigger than ourselves. A few months ago at the church while coming over, the Eagles are playing the Carolina Panthers football game. In that game, you have to choose uniform color over skin color. Both teams got a black quarterback. In that game, you have to choose direction over complexion. You have to go to a higher level. So we must go to a higher level. Our struggle is not merely black and white. Our struggle is wrong and right. We must join the right side of history, the workers and women and seniors and the poor. There's a plant in Freeport, Illinois called the Sensata plant. They make automotive parts. It's owned by Bain Capital. It is a profitable plant. They will close that plant Christmas Day and take those jobs to China. There's a plant in Minnesota, Duluth, Minnesota, that makes parts. They're going to close that plant. It's owned by Koch brothers. There's a plant in Sacramento, California that makes tomatoes. Tomato soup for Camel, tomato soup. So whenever plants close and jobs leave, not the better labor, but the cheaper labor, it's time for a change in policy. Don't let them make you start hating the Chinese. That's a mistake. The Chinese are not taking jobs from us. Chinese are not enemies. Chinese workers are not mad at American workers. Beijing workers are not angry at Philadelphia workers. The Chinese are not taking jobs from us. The corporate greedy are taking jobs to them, exploit cheap labor abroad. We had the Olympics in China not very long ago. We won our share of gold medals, silver medals, and bronze medals. We won some, we won the basketball Olympics, boys and girls. We lost the track meet to boat from Jamaica. The Asians won this share. So whenever we come together in China, Chinese are gracious hosts. Why do we do so well in the Chinese Athletic Olympics? Because the field was even. The rules were public. The goals were clear. The referee was fair. And the score was transparent. Whenever the playing field is even and the rules are public, the goals are clear, the referee is fair, the score is transparent, we can compete with the Chinese. But in trade Olympics, where the field is not even, rules are not public, goals are not clear, referee not fair, air too sick to breathe. We can say it's time to lift China standards, not lower our own. Before we went to China for the Olympics, they had to close down plants in some cities because the pollution was so thick you couldn't breathe. The Olympic athletes could not run in Chinese pollution. Shall we bring China up So our environmental standards says, shall we bring China up? So our environmental standards, so we lower ours to theirs. It does not help much if you have a job and can't drink the water. It doesn't help much if you have a job and can't breathe the air. We have the right to have a job and be free of cancer at the same time. We need a higher vision. This fight is not just black and white. This fight is wrong and right. We have the power to make the whole nation better. We have the power not just to save the ghetto. We have the power to save the whole nation. This land is our land. This land is our land. This land is our land. We won the battle at Gettysburg. We win the battle in America, in Philadelphia today. Lastly, the questions raised over and over again after President Barack Obama won, are we better off 4 years later? They depend upon short memory as an answer to that. 4 years ago, we faced a global banking collapse. The banks, through greed and lack of oversight, the banks had collapsed. The banks on Wall Street collapsed, banks in London and Germany, the whole world began to collapse because of lack of oversight and greed, because we removed the Glass-Steagall Act, and you could do lending and investing in the same house. They chose risky investing over lending. And so the whole banking community collapsed. The banks targeted black and brown people and drove us into home foreclosure. They say banks targeted, steered, and clustered black and brown homes, were circumvented, immediate reinvestment, and stole our homes. If we robbed the bank, we go to jail. The bank robbed us and got bailed out. It's time for a change.